Hello and welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. So, we are almost ready to go outside, but I did miss someone. Right here in the back, we have Staunton Vane. The dwarf resembles an abandoned citadel, one whose high and crumbling walls are still holding fast, but whose empty, lightless windows make it clear that all inside is dead. Oh, it's you. Good work back there in the Grey Garrison. Name's Staunton Vane. If you've heard rumours about me, his face, which looks like it has never known anything as carefree as a smile, grimaces. Just so you know, everything people say about me, it's true. I need to talk to an elf who calls himself the Storyteller. Do you know where I can find him? The Storyteller. Staunton strokes his beard in thought. A strange old fellow. That one. He used to sit with me for hours, asking about all sorts of things. He never offered judgment or comfort. He just listened. At first, I wanted him and his questions as far away from me as possible. But later I realised that talking to him did ease my burden a little. I hope he is alive and well. He's completely blind and feeble too, so if he's alone in the city, well, you probably know what that means. I do know one place he might be. Look for him in the Blackwing. It's a library. Here, I'll show you where it is on the map. I don't know what use a library is to a blind elf, but you love the place. You would sit there day and night. What do people say about you? They say I'm a traitor. As bad as Areelu Vorlesh. That I'm a disgrace, even among the ranks of the condemned. That Queen Galfrey should never have spared me. That I belong in a gallows. Well, I think it's time. We might have to read the Queen Galfrey thing here, but before we do that, Areelu Vorlesh? Hardly any name arouses so much rage among Crusaders as the name Areelu Vorlesh, a Sarkorian witch who initiated the opening of the Worldwound, then made it expand. Almost nothing is known about her life before the atrocity, except that Areelu was condemned for using arcane magic, which was persecuted in Sarkoris, and imprisoned in the Tower of Threshold near the city of Iz. This is where Areelu conducted the ritual that paved the way for the demonic invasion and left her land to be tormented by the demon lord Deskari. In some mysterious way, the witch transformed herself, turning from a regular human into a half-demon. Over the following century, Crusaders only encountered Areelu, or the results of her experiments, a few times, but learned nothing more of Deskari's henchwoman. She holds a high position in the ranks of the Army of the Abyss, and holds the title of Worldwound Architect. Alright. Ranks of the Condemned. The Condemned is a military unit made up of petty criminals conscripted as disposable soldiers and frontline fodder in the Mendevian Crusades. So I assume that he's a member of the Condemned then. So it's even among the ranks. Alright. And then Queen Galfrey. There's a lot in Queen Galfrey in that we have to open it so we get a scroll bar. Queen Galfrey is the absolute monarch of the Crusader state of Mendev and leader of the Mendevian Crusades. While today the name of Crusader Queen is known throughout the Inner Sea region, it's easy to forget that Galfrey did not start her rule of Mendev as a paladin of Iomade, but rather of Aroden. Interesting why she would switch. Okay, when the Worldwound opened and forever changed Mendev, Galfrey was still an untested young ruler who was forced to deal with the death of her god. Oh, Aroden's dead? Dead? I guess maybe yes. Maybe there's some lore I need to reread on there. Anyway, where were we? Of death of her god while simultaneously rallying her nation against the abyssal threat to the west. She rose to the challenge, however, and her leadership was instrumental over the next several years, not only in protecting Mendev from demonic invasions, but also in holding the border against the Worldwound. When the Church of Iomade organized the First Crusade, it joined forces with Mendev to push back the demon armies. During these battles, Galfrey time and time again distinguished herself with a keen grasp of tactics and skill at leadership. But this inspiration went both ways. In the Church of Iomade, Galfrey found something to replace her lost faith. By the time the First Crusade ended, with the apparent defeat of the demon armies, Galfrey had converted and become a worshipper of Iomade, and had completely retrained herself as one of the Inheritor's most devout paladins. Eager to retain such a valuable leader at the head of the Crusades, the Church of Iomedae twice purchased and presented to the Queen the rare and expensive Sun Orchard elixir, which extends mortal life beyond its usual span. Thanks to this boon, the Queen has lived and led the Crusaders for more than a century. Oh. Okay. So basically the church was like, we've got somebody in charge who's on our side, we're going to keep him around as long as possible. Why do they hate you so much? You really don't know. Staunton gives you a long, morose look, then sighs. I'm the reason why the Crusade forces are holed up in fortresses on the edge of the Worldwound, instead of bringing the fight to the demons. We used to have a foothold in the Wound, the mighty, unassailable city of Dresden. We used to have it, until it fell, and all because of my stupidity. I gave the enemy our main citadel. I was tried. They wanted to execute me, and rightly so, but the Queen intervened. She said that I could live and fight in order to undo what I had done. That's how I live, decade after decade, fighting in the condemned. The dwarf shrugs. As you can see, I have fixed nothing, and I have earned no one's forgiveness. Are you gonna spit in my face too? Wouldn't surprise me. What were you gonna say? I hope you earn forgiveness. You keep living and fighting with no hope of anything better because that's what the Queen ordered you to do. There is honor in that. You were given the chance to live, so live. Stop blaming others for what you've made of your life, or spit in his face. Or it's not my place to judge you. We are a judge though, but I think we're going to say it's not my place to judge you. He's already been judged. Who knows what I would have done in your shoes. Oh really? Well, that's something, I suppose. A whole city fell because of you. How is that possible? What do you mean, how? The knight glares at you from behind his furrowed brows. If you don't trust the word of a condemned, go ask somebody else. Like my little brother, Joran. And if you still don't believe it, what's it to me? But if you're about to ask me to recount the story of my disgrace for the 1000th time, don't. Oh, okay. It does seem a little odd that a single person could cause an entire fortress to fall. That would seem to me like there was some problems with security from the start. Anyway, so you don't have any friends? I couldn't have survived this long if I was completely alone. Joran, my little brother, he keeps me going. He's never abandoned me. Everyone else shies away from me, like they might catch what I've got. Even the fighters and the condemned console themselves by thinking, I got stripped of my rank, but at least I'm not Staunton. Commander Tirabade seems to be the only person in the whole army who remembers that I'm a soldier and not a drudge. She has no qualms about taking me into battle. She has had some mud flung at her in the past, or so I hear. That's why she tries to keep an open mind about people. It's no surprise that she's the only one to hold on to her sense of reason in this farce. So many years in the condemned, surely you're paid for your penance by now. That's not up to me to decide. My life is in the Queen's hands. He falls silent for a moment. Then in a trembling voice he adds, condemned isn't the worst part. All these years I prayed to Torag for forgiveness. Countless times I've gone to his priests. Countless times I'd kneel before his altar. If only the father of the dwarven kind would answer my prayers just once. Not to restore what I've lost, but just to tell me that I'm one of his children. But it seems he doesn't give a damn about me. What can I expect from mere mortals when my own god doesn't think I deserve redemption? Torag? Well, we know a little bit about him, but anyway. Torag, also known as the Father of Creation, is a stoic and serious dwarven god of the forge, protection, and strategy who values honor, planning, and well-made steel. He is an often distant deity, lending magical power to his clerics, but leaving his followers to make their own way through life, knowing that this will make them strong and determined. So it doesn't sound out of character for Torag never to answer Staunton's prayers. I have to go. Go on then, maybe we'll see each other again. Okay, I also want to check, so that was... do we have any knowledge on... Not in there. I was trying to see whether we had any knowledge on, like, the gods. Like, there was somewhere I could look for them for a second. No, it doesn't look like we have that. We're just going to have to find somebody who will tell us later, or have it highlighted. Anyway, now it's time to leave and go outside. But not quite to the world map. We got one more step. We got these 2 area exits, and then I think at that point it will allow us to... Ooh, loot. Yes. I think at that point it will allow us to have a party again. But until then, we're going to have a little look around for more loot. Any loot up here? Well, that must be where the square where the attack happened. So, just looking at it from where we were. So, if the attack happened there, we were here. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. This would be the square, kind of like there-ish. But, I don't know. Maybe this is meant to be the square. I don't know. Anyway, let's continue exploring. Loot! We'll have that. No more loot along there, and no way back down from here. Right. Tent down. Ooh, what's this weird book thing? We'll have a look at that. Don't see anybody named so far in this area, but we'll have a look around. This place has been sanctified. It can protect this area around it from the corruption of the abyss. Ah, so if we rest in a tavern, we don't need to have somebody, you know, providing protection. That makes sense. Anyone around here? Oh, there's Yorin. Oh, but loot. Loot first. Nothing there, nothing there. Hello. What's going on? A grizzled dwarf turns a blade in his calloused hands, carefully inspecting its edge. When he sees you approaching, he sets the blade aside and greets you with a nod. A new face in the city. You picked a good time to come to Canabris. As you can see, we're in sore need of warriors. Do you know everyone in Canabris by sight? Well, not everyone, but I make it my business to know people who might need my services. A blacksmith's work isn't just at the anvil, you know. Why do you have your forge here in the tavern yard? Wherever I am, that's where my forge is. A true master of any craft will always find tools they need. I miss my old forge, of course. It's now just a pile of charred stone and metal, but I've still got my hands, and that means I can work. Are you Staunton Vane's brother? Yep, where he goes, I go. That's how we've always done it, even before the Worldwound. I forge the armor, he goes into battle and breaks it. He brings it back to me, I repair it, and make it better than before. Everything's changed since then, of course, but that part stayed the same. Can you tell me how he was to blame for the fall of Dresden? I've told this story so many times already. Well, telling it one more time won't kill me. The blacksmith sighs. Dresden was built after the First Crusade, back when it seemed like victory was ours for the taking, that the demon invasion would soon be at an end. The population of old Sarkoris was thoroughly diminished, and many of them hoped to see their hard fighting repaid with a small plot of unclaimed land. Dresden was a fortress built on all our hopes, and on Mendev's ambitions, although you're not supposed to say that out loud. What a city it was, Namende. You can't even imagine. It was built by the finest engineers of the Five Kings Mountains. Queen Galfrey spared no expense. Dresden was meant to be the capital of the Crusade movement, a monument to its glory and a beacon of hope to all Golarion. Heroes were drawn there to seek fame and fortune, and they came from all over. Taldor, Gurund, Tianzi, Tranzia? Anyway, I couldn't list them all. A relic known as the Sword of Valor was kept there. The banner that had been carried into battle by Iomade herself back when she was still human. That banner protected the city and kept the demons from teleporting inside its walls. As long as the banner was in place, Dresden was invincible, or so we thought. So the Sword of Valor. The greatest Crusader relic, the Sword of Valor, is a banner once carried to battle by Iomade herself. It is both a symbol and a powerful artifact which emits an aura that blocks demon powers. However, the banner only works this way in righteous hands. Hidden from the eyes of believers, it loses its properties. Now, this is the sword which we think we found underground, I think? Anyway. Then the Worldwound suddenly expanded. The demons launched a new onslaught, and folks started saying it was time to declare the Second Crusade. Dresden was unassailable, until one young officer was tempted by a beautiful woman. She convinced him that the banner shouldn't be hanging in the city, that its rightful place was on the battlefield. She whispered honeyed words about glory and valor, and convinced him that he could be a hero as great as Iomade herself. And the poor fool believed her. He rounded up some of his hot-headed friends and carried the banner outside the city gates on an unauthorized foray. The demons slaughtered them within seconds, but for some reason the courageous ringleader was spared. A whole army teleported into Dresden. It was a bloodbath. Yoren solemnly shakes his head. As you can guess, the officer was called Staunton Vane, and the woman turned out to be a demon. Not just any demon. It was Minago, that foul wretch. She's given us a lot of grief here in Canabris too. Just don't ask me what I was doing while my brother was off having trysts with that beast, and why didn't I save him from his own stupidity? The blacksmith gestures as if to ward off the inevitable reprobation. Who could have guessed that it would end like this? I failed my brother, that's the truth. I blame myself every day looking at his plight. So, that's the story. So, do you recognize the sword? Do I recognize it? Of course I do. I made this with my own hands. There's my brand, see? Different sword, okay, got it. The dwarf carefully takes the sword in his hands, gazing at it like a doting father. Oh, Yaniel. Things have been tough without you, but at least we still got your sword, that's something. Yoren returns the sword to you. In battle, ordinary swords get blunted, they break, but sometimes a weapon can preserve. I don't know how to explain it. I'm no authority in these things, but something like an echo of the deeds done with that weapon, or more like the reflection of the wielder's soul. I don't know. I will say one thing, take care of that sword. Yaniel may no longer be with us, but the demons will still remember why they need to turn tail and run when they see radiance. Ouch, the scabbard's all worn. We can't be having a fine sword like this being carried around in this tatty thing. I'll make you a new one if you like. If the city stands strong and we both survive, come see me again and I'll have it ready. No charge. Show me your wares. Okay, what do you sell? So you sell armor, which makes sense. Yeah, it doesn't look like it has anything too new. A rugged helmet. DR3 melee. Okay, but -3 to perception, but it's still a good one. Okay, a few buffs. Deceiving facade. When the wielder of this +1 buckler receives a critical hit, they are affected by the effect of a mirror image spell. Oh, cool. Armor of vigilance. +4 bonus to AC against sneak attack. Living ram. Whenever we use the charge combat maneuver and hits an enemy, they deal an additional 1d6 bludgeoning damage. Ooh. And the enemy has to pass a reflex saving throw of DC 17 or become prone. That's very, very good. Smasher, Earthbreaker, two-handed axe. Whenever this +2 necrotic Earthbreaker confirms a critical hit on an enemy, the enemy must pass a fortitude saving throw or suffer a 2 strength ability damage. Okay, very nice. Attrition dagger. Once a round, this +1 dagger lands a hit on an. When this +1 dagger lands a hit on an enemy, it deals them 1 Constitution ability damage. It can't lower it below 5, but that's pretty nice. Yeah, that would be good for our new friend, Woljif. Detainer. When this +2 heavy crossbow lands a hit, the target must pass a fortitude saving throw or be knocked back 15 feet and become slowed for 1 round. That sounds cool. Again, all of these are very nice. They're very expensive, so I'm like, we can't really buy any, but I like reading them. Whenever it misses an attack, the next attack its wielder makes, no matter if it hits or misses, will deal an additional 1d6 bludgeoning damage. Oh, so it'll just deal damage even if you miss. Cool. +2 attack, +2 bonus on attack rolls for all touch attacks with this one. Okay, so if you're using a lot of touch spells, then having that with you would probably help. So maybe good for Camellia? I don't know. Bastard Sword +1, that's just that. +1 bonus on attack rolls against undead creatures. +1 sonic damage on a hit. Light crossbow of force. When it does a critical hit, it deals 2d4 force damage to all enemies in a 10 feet radius. Nice, but a lot of these ones that rely on crit I don't really like, because it's kind of like, it'll happen, what? This one's 19 to 20, so it'll happen every 1 in 10 hits, but you then also have to confirm the critical, so it's even less than that. So it's not really that many times it's going to be triggering. I mean, over the course of a playthrough, it's probably going to trigger a lot of times, but you know, individual fights is very unreliable. Light Hammer of Righteousness. +1 holy damage on a hit. But then also +1 damage, I'm like, not excited. Whenever it does a critical hit, it deals an additional 1d8, 1d3 acid damage. That's just a +1 trident. We got a bunch of these weapons. Are these just all standard weapons? Yeah. Do you have a short bow? That would be nice. That's something we need. You do have a short bow. We could buy a masterwork one. Yeah, let's splurge. Can I go to a specific person? Yeah. Yeah, so you can use that. So we'll put that in there. We'll splurge a little bit. Go for the minorly more expensive thing. I don't see anything else that we necessarily need. Another quiver of cold iron ammunition. Okay, cool. Deal. That sounds fine. Right. I guess I could have just equipped it directly to him, but anyway. That gives him a secondary weapon, which will hopefully be useful for us. Cool. We're still using the masterwork light crossbow, but we probably need to find better. Yeah, heavy crossbow. There's probably better out there for us somewhere. Can we get her a better shield, maybe? Her shield's just a heavy shield. Yeah, I mean, she is our tank. Also, you're just using a longbow. Hello. Shield and nah. So you got a heavy shield and a tower shield, but yeah, okay. Heavy shield +1 is a bit too expensive. Down into the bows. Do you have an upgraded longbow, right? Yeah, masterwork longbow. We'll buy that as well. We'll bulk sell a little bit to get some of our money back. Right, because this seems like a good purchase for us, because having him have a proper longbow is going to be good. And we can sell that one. Cool. Right. Continue to have a look around. Ego watch Crusaders, Ego watch Crusaders. Nothing over here. Don't think there's any loot over this way. Nope. Okay, back down we go. I think we might have got everything that's going to be here. Yeah. Let's continue having a look. I believe that is out. Oh, not yet. Loot. I believe that is absolutely everything. So, journal. We have a lot of quests. So, we have errands. We have main quests. What have we got? Out on patrol. We've completed that one. Okay. Divided city. There should be a way to get across the rift that divides the city. So, we should have a look at that. Stolen moon. So this one is we need to go and speak to the tieflings. A friend in need is a friend indeed. We need to go and find Jana Aldori. Okay, she might be at the market square. This one, we know where that is. Outcast. Find and kill Kaylessa. So that's for the hunter that we were speaking to. So what's this mean? The last chapter to complete this quest, or it'll fail. Oh, right. So this is the last chapter to complete all of these quests. So after this, none of them are available. Good to know. Visit Uranog in Chili Creek. Wait for the liberation of Canabris. So that doesn't end the chapter, obviously, then. So, fine. Stay of execution. Who knows when the demons will deal the final blow to the defender's heart. The next wave of attacks could have unexpected consequences, not only for the Crusaders barricaded in the tavern, but for the city at large. So this one again is just gonna trigger at some point. That's just gonna, well, once that happens, we can do it. Common cause, gather allies. Whatever. That's again like this. This isn't a quest. This isn't a quest. This isn't a quest. These are just things that might happen. Storyteller, Blackwing Library is somewhere we need to go. Scout out the Tower of Estrad, which I guess is somewhere in the city. And then Gwyrm Family Secrets, we've got to go to Gwyrm's Mansion. Okay, so the ones I want to do first are like these ones. So maybe Stolen Moon's a good one to start with. Let's leave. You can join the party. Accept. Nice. Okay, so now, are we heading to the world map? Or what's happening here? Sort of the world map. I see. Global map. This is the global map of the city of Canabris. Move the visible part of the map using WASD and travel to locations you've discovered by hovering your mouse over the cursor and pressing the left mouse button. Some locations might not be available to you to travel to for various reasons. As you explore the map and progress through the game, you'll discover new locations and routes. And I assume that at some point the game is going to zoom out of Canabris, but maybe not. Maybe the whole game takes place inside this city. That could be interesting, but it doesn't seem like the map's big enough for that. But anyway. Right, close that one down. So I think I want to go to the Tiefling hideout first. That's saying something's locked off there. Oh, so that gate is shut, maybe? Blackwing Library. So it has us going through the market square to get there, so we would probably want to go to the market square first, I would guess. Yeah, assuming this takes real time, which it looks like it does. What have we got here? Location names, run the tactics combats automatically? No. But I guess that means we can have tactical combats now. And show the movement of enemy armies. Okay. Got anything else we want to do in here? Change the group while traveling may require extra time. No, so that's switching in party members, I think. Skip time, camp. Okay, right. Tiefling hideout. Let's go. A spacious, well-furnished cellar in the hardware store, under the hardware store, serves as a hideout for tieflings in Canabris. This is where the eldest sister, Charisme, appointed by the family, conducts the gang's affairs by planning robberies and sharing the loot between the gang members. Let's go. Takes 2 hours. Okay. And we're off. You failed to sneak past the enemies. Prepare to fight. Okay. A little fight's no problem for us here. Gets us sorted. And just waiting for it.
We will be victorious!
Alright, immediately into combat. So where's this guy? So we got us 4. Wait, Camellia? Oh, 2 of them are on top of each other. I guess because we don't have a party set up yet. Ah, there we go. So now I can sort out our party a little bit more. I would think that you're probably going to spend your time like out here and then we'll bring you in. Or maybe like out here? That doesn't line up. Shift to move freely. That's lining up better. I want you kind of like out here maybe. Let's move you along and then like... Or are we not lined up properly? I don't know. Maybe it's deliberately out of sync. Whatever. I'm not going to worry about it. I want you like... Yeah, I'm just going to move you here and then we're kind of going to sneak him forward manually if we use him. Right. That's fine. Seela? Archer, Archer. Are there only 2 archers? Yeah. That one. Oh, turn off fighting defensively. Attack. Nice damage. You're going to go join in here. Yeah, just go stab him. So does flanking say that... let me see here. Expand. So, a flat-footed character loses their dexterity bonus to AC, so we would then get sneak attack if we attack, right?
Cover me, all right?
Yeah, okay, so all we need is someone else standing next to them and we get sneak attack. That's incredible. Alright, shoot.
Cut you wide open.
Nice. Well, stab.
Forwards.
Good damage. Lan.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Nice miss. Charge.
Did I
It's
mess
blocked.
up again?
Okay. Got him. Okay, I can see us using this guy pretty well in combat.
Steal.
Does our sneak
I
attack
encourage
triggers
people
on
to save
ranged
the poor
attacks as well,
helpless
right?
Tieflings around the world, starting with me.
Let's go. Sneak attack. Sneak attack. Doesn't say it has to be melee, so yes. Okay, so if we use a bow, we would also get sneak attack. Cool. That's what I thought, but I was just double checking. Grab stuff here. Composite short bow. So that means it would use strength. Okay. We don't need that. Let's go. I'm assuming it's just a random area. Yeah, so that's the composite short bow, and that's the composite long bow. But, well, let me have a look here. I assume that your dex and strength are roughly the same. I could get him the composite bow if I wanted to, but he already has a masterwork, so it doesn't matter. Let's leave. It would have to be a masterwork composite before we care about working out which one we want. Right, go. Takes 1 hour. We're almost there. Yes, I wish to enter. And now we should be in the correct formation as well. Okay, so there she is. That was rather easy. Oh, we have to try and get in the room. Cool. Before we speak to her, mine. You got anything else here? A bunch of people like bowing before. Oh. The basement is dark and dank, and you're immediately struck by the hostility of the gathered tieflings. 5 of them are kneeling along the wall, separate from the rest. The tall woman, who had been cleaning her fingernails with the tip of her knife, greets you with narrowed eyes. Brother Woljif, you got my message then. Sorry I couldn't swing by sooner, dear sister Charisme. It was just one thing after another. First I was in shackles, next, well, no, I was still in shackles, and I was being watched, and then the chief got me out, and I came here straight away. I knew you'd been waiting on me. Enough talking, or else we'll be here all night. So, we had a clear plan. We were going to wait for nightfall, slip into the shop, grab the goods, and leave. Even if the neighbors called the guard, there was time to get away. But what happened? That bitch Irabeth showed up almost right away. She knew we'd be there. Somebody betrayed us. I have a good idea who it was. What do you have to say to that? Make it quick. Okay, I don't think going for, the burden of proof lies on the accuser is really going to work. Like, legally you can't prove anything. I don't think that's going to fly in this particular setting. Canabris is burning. Why are you squabbling here instead of fleeing the city? Woljif, tell us your side of the story. I think we say Woljif, tell us your side of the story. I think that's a good one to start with. Charisme turns to you. She speaks. I thought Woljif only brought you so he'd have someone to hide behind if things went south. What is there to tell? About a week ago, Sister Charisme got the 6 of us together in this very basement. Me and those 5 over there, I mean. Woljif jerks his head towards the 5 tieflings kneeling by the wall. He has this full thing prepared. Yeah, he was ready for us to ask that question. She rounds us up and says we've got a score. Ancient trees and wonders. The one place nobody's been able to hit. The place that's guarded by a golem. But now, a powerful scroll that would knock out the golem just happened to come into our possession along with a tip-off that the shop owner would be gone on a particular night. All 6 of us know a bit of magic, and we know that any enchanted junk will sell for a pretty penny, so we're in. And the most important thing was that none of us was to be hanging around the shop ahead of the job. No casing out the place, no calling attention to ourselves from either the golem or its master. This job was top secret. That's all true so far. Go on. We did everything right. With the locks and the golem, I picked the lock. I remember it's clear as day. Sister Dalna was on lookout. Brother Melrune had the scroll. Dofi, Taffy and Varnier brought the sacks. We covered the windows, lit the torches. I remember scooping up rings and tossing them in a sack. And one right expensive one rolled away from me. I crawled under a table after it. Next thing I know, Irabeth was there. Everyone scampered. I was still under the table. Not my finest moment. I was gonna wait it out, but then those blockheads were dragging me out by my tail and put me in shackles. They took all my rings off me, about 20,000 worth, and to add insult to injury, I never even found the last one. In the end, I got busted over nothing. So I guess if we could find that last ring, it would prove his story. So, they caught you, poor thing, stripped you of your loot, and you didn't even manage to stash anything. Charisme pointedly polishing her knife. Where's the moon of the abyss, brother Woljif? What's the moon of the abyss? It was an amulet! It used to sit on a little cushion in the window of his ancientricities and wonders. Sterling silver, sparkled like a star. Fine piece of work. On one side there was a half moon, a crescent, a waning moon, and in the middle there was a dark crystal, like it was eclipsing the moon. Old man Feelmen was so proud of that amulet. He used to say, I'll never sell it, it's the jewel of my collection. Woljif sighs unhappily. I used to go there to see what kinds of treasures there were in the world. There is nothing else to look at in Canabris. People used to claim it was a powerful thing, but who's to say? If you ever stole a thing like that, you'd have guards on you the second you tried to fence it. Everybody knew that you were hanging around ancientricities and wonders, drooling over the moon of the abyss. Did you think you could swipe it in all the commotion and keep it for yourself? Did you hope that we'd all be locked up and that you'd get off scot-free, and with a fancy trinket to boot? Don't take me for a mug, Woljif. I see right through you. Why would Irabeth arrest her own informant? Took the words right out of my mouth. It doesn't make any sense. If I was the rat, I'd have kissed her on the hand and been long gone by now. You know me, sister, I'm a cautious fella, not an idiot. Why would I go against the family? So the fish in Selin can have a nice Woljif-sized dinner? The mooning of the abyss is a pretty bauble, to be sure, but it's just an amulet. It ain't worth dying over. You knew Irabeth's people would protect you. You knew you could pin the moon going missing on them. And now you've come here with backup. You knew exactly what I was going to say to you. The only problem is, nobody's returned the amulet to Philomen. Are you giving Irabeth a cut? Is that it? Have you seen her? Do you think she'd take a cut of anything I offered her? She can't be bought. She's like 3 heralds of Iomade all rolled into one. He speaks the truth. You'll find knights who'll take bribes, I'm sorry to say, but Irabeth Tirabade isn't one of them. Go on, Woljif. That's the whole sorry story. Woljif crosses his arms and looks affronted. Some family this turned out to be. It's just the name in the end. In a real family, people take each other at their word. They don't throw around accusations. I didn't take the Moon of the Abyss. What am I going to do with it? You can't sell it to no Crusaders. It's a special item. You can't wear it. It'll get nicked. It's pretty to look at, sure, but ain't that pretty. If it's that important to you, Sister Charisme, I'll find it, and I'll drag the traitor here by his horns, just so's you don't end up at the bottom of the Selin. But do you know what you're gonna owe me for that? An apology, right here in front of everyone. You're gonna apologize loud and clear so everybody hears it. You'll say, "Sorry, Woljif, you're a good guy, and I was wrong about you." Fine, you're one of my people, which is why I'm going to give you some time. But if you run, Brother Woljif, the family will get you wherever you go. You'll spend the rest of your life looking over your shoulder, tossing and turning at night, fearing poison in every cup and every meal. You'll look into the eyes of every tiefling you meet, wondering if the family's come for you. You'll have no peace. But one day, you'll be tired of running. You'll stop to catch your breath, and that's when we'll get you. Got that? You've a way with words, Sister Charisme. A way that almost made me wet myself. But a way nonetheless. Let's go, Chief. We'll go chat to that scary gal Irabeth. She knows you a little. We can ask her who ratted us out. I'll let you do the talking. Kennebress is burning. Why are you squabbling here instead of fleeing the city? Charisme purses her lips. I'd be glad to leave like the rest of my brothers and sisters, but in the family there's nothing worse than betrayal, and it's something we do not forgive. We don't forgive anyone who lets traitors off the hook either. If I don't find a rat, my superiors, let's just say, I'll wish I was burning in Kennebress. I want to keep living, so I'm going to take a chance. Until I find out who is the traitor here, no one is leaving. Okay. We'll find a real traitor. And I'll get my apology. Onward to Irabeth, Chief. Let's go clear my good name. Root out the traitor, but be quick about it. Time is running out. I don't want to get chewed up by demons. Okay, she may know the person who tipped off the Eagle Watch. I think we should speak to all of these people first. But also, can I explore just a little bit? Yeah, a little bit more stealing. They'd appreciate it. They're all into that. Right. What's this? Ooh, keys. Lockpicker's kit. Grants its owner a +1 bonus to all trickery skill checks. Nice. Who is our top tricker right now? +14, +12. So that would be Camellia. So where is it? Here? Wait, what does it say? Lockpicker's kit grants its owner a +1 bonus in all trickery skill checks. It's just a usable thing. Might only be usable once, I guess. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's head this way. Or maybe do I have to? Let me quick save. Okay, I was seeing like whether it was a used thing, but no, I think we're fine. Right. Can't go that way. There's something down there though. Can I have a look through the door? Hey, if you value your life, you won't even look in this direction.
Follow
okay.
me.
Don't do that. Loud and clear. Hello. So he's the traitor. Hey Woljif, how much did they pay you? At least Brother Woljif has revealed his true face. Kill the traitor! Pack your bags, Brother Woljif, we're sending you to the farm. Alright, well, time to leave. Doesn't seem like the most pressing thing we could be doing right now, but still, maybe these guys could be allies for us. Back to Defender's Heart. Let's go. Can we speed this up by pressing space? No. Oh, it pauses. Alright, fair enough. Yes. We might as well just head back in here. It's the closest location to the start as well, so it makes sense to do this one first. Right, back in here we go. Maybe. There we go. Right. So it should be just be a quick talk to here. What would be nice if there would be a fast travel there to get inside. Or like when you enter the location it says, do you want to go inside? But I'm assuming this isn't going to be our permanent base, so I'm not going to worry about it. Anyway, hello. Any success? How is the city? There's a traitor I'm trying to track down. Who is your informant among the tieflings? Irabeth arches her brows in surprise. Canabres is threatened by a demon horde, and you have enough spare time to help out thieves. Irabeth sighs. I don't like this, but I hope you know what you're doing. I'll tell you everything I know. I did not see my informant's face. He slipped out of a dark alley, handed me the note and disappeared. Irabeth hesitates as she tries to remember. He had a cloak with a hood masking his face, but the long horns didn't fit under. There should be a guardian golem in Ancient Trees and Wonders, the shop they tried to rob. The owner gave us the construct's code just in case. The golem itself was destroyed, but the head seems to be intact, so you can interrogate the thing and find out what it saw. The code word is Hand of Irori. The shop's owner must have escaped, but there's a chance you'll get lucky with the golem. Irori, known as the Master of Masters, the Enlightened One and the Perfect Human, is the god of enlightenment, self-perfection, and knowledge, healing, and inner strength. His followers claim that he was once mortal who achieved absolute physical and mental perfection, and thus attained divinity at his own volition. He is one of the core gods, if not the most powerful deity, of the Vudrani pantheon, but has an increasing following in the Inner Sea region as well. Okay, cool. Let's leave. Right. So now we know that if we head to that shop, we might find out some more. Now, I also think that that shop is likely going to be around Market Square, in which case we're good, right? We can head south to the square and start exploring that place as well. Let's go. It might be far to the north, though. We'll see where it takes us. Oh, it's here. Okay, we can head there. It's only 2 hours. Let's go. A little slower over this bit. Oh, is that the rift? I think that is the rift. Anyway. Enter. Okay, looks like somebody's been in here. Hello, is anyone there? I'm gonna loot. Love the scroll of blessed weapon. Please get me out of here. Oh, is that's the head.
Onwards.
I found something.
Loot it. What's that? A demonic heart. I'm gonna loot first. Some scrolls have been torn apart and some have been trodden on by muddy boots. What's this one? The polished oak shells once showcased magic rings and amulets. Now all that's left are handprints of the robbers. Yeah, same thing there. Okay. Right here. Unique weapons and antique armor were previously displayed on these stands. It's unlikely their new owners know the true value. The formerly well-appointed shop now looks in a sorry state. It has been completely ransacked. Lying in the corner next to it, a scorched wall, are the soot-covered shards of the clay golem's head. Golem's eyes glow in the gloom. Hand of Irori. Code word, correct. The golem's eyes grow brighter. Awaiting orders. Where did you come from? Who created you? This golem was created by Gaffrain and Son. Address, third building on the right, Jeweler's Alley. Neroshian, Mendev, model G504ENE, which stands for Experimental and Enhanced. For all inquiries, contact Mr. Gaffrain. Tell me about any suspicious people who came to the shop in the last week. The golem was silent for a moment. 56 individuals entered the shop. Human female, old. And gnome male, old. Human female. He'll be reeling off customers till nightfall. We need to ask it in a different way. Were any of the suspicious people tieflings? Tieflings, 3. Tiefling male, middle-aged. Tiefling male, young. Tiefling female, young. Describe the young the young male tiefling. Tiefling male, medium height, short horns curling backwards, medium length tail, eye color yellow, hair color black. Special observations: annoyed master. That'll be Woljif. Horns, hair, tail. That sounds like me, but it's not possible. I know what the security's like here. I didn't come near the place. I give you my word, chief. No special observations. Subject was unremarkable. There, see? Can't have been me. Describe the female tiefling. Female tiefling. Or tiefling female. Above average height. Hair long, pale. Tail not observed. Long horns. Eye color blue. Special observations. Scar on nose. Baldric with gold stitching. I don't know that one. A new arrival most likely. Gold stitching, eh? Wouldn't mind getting to know her a little better. Describe the middle-aged male tiefling. Tiefling male. Medium height. Long horns. Ah, the one we're looking for. Medium length tail. Eye color pale blue. Skin color dark. Special observations. Red hair. Ooh, that's our traitor. I'll bet your life on it. Charisma drilled it into our heads that we wasn't to go about hanging. Wasn't to go hanging about the shop. Red hair. We've got a couple of gingers. And plenty more who get it out of the bottle. So much for a special observation. Golems ain't all they're cracked up to be, eh? Maybe your master knows more. Enough. Where's your master? Falman Fruliatos. Fruliatos? My master is in his hiding place. Revealing the location of the hiding place is prohibited. 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 He slightly holed himself up in the basement when the commotion started. The entrance should be around here somewhere. Where's the basement in this place? The basement is below me. I guard the basement. Even my post is prohibited. Found out everything I wanted to know. Thank you. Right, let's loot a little bit more here, and then we'll help whoever that is. We'll have that. What's this? Pipe Fox. Summons a Pipe Fox familiar. Gives a +3 insight bonus on knowledge arcana and +2 insight bonus on perception skill checks. Nice! And a spiral shell. This is where it lay, the Moon of the Abyss. Yeah, it's horrible. Can't believe you'd steal it. By the way, yeah, I'm gonna summon my familiar now. Quick save. I assume it's not one use, but I just want to summon it anyway. Ah, yeah, you just click it, and now there you go. We got a little fox creature following us now. Nice. Okay. Quick save. Do this. Finine the talking weapon. Oh. Phew. Free at last. I thought it'd be flattened, like a pancake under that rubble. Much obliged. Damn. I'm not in any pain, but my head is still foggy for some reason. What's with all the hubbub in the city? Name's Finian. I'm a Pathfinder. Is there anything if there's anything I can do to help, I will. You're a Pathfinder. That's right. Finian Dismar, Pathfinder and Crusader. I roam around the Worldwound wherever my tasks lead me, scouting mostly. But this last while, I've just been hanging around in Canalbris, waiting until I'm needed again. I'm bored out of my mind, but at least this shop makes for better lodging than some inn. What I meant is, what are you? What's that supposed to mean? I just told you. You want to know where I hail from, is that it? Well, I'm from around here actually. We Kellids of Star-Eye clan fled when the Worldwound troubles began. But I couldn't stand by while demons wreaked havoc, so wreaked havoc. Wreaked actually was correct. So I came back here. Correct? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Or did you mean to ask about my weapon of choice? My best weapon is every weapon. I'm skilled and capable fellow, if I do say so myself. I can swing a sword and poke with a spear, but what I'm best at is communing with the spirits. They call folks like me Phantom Blades. A Phantom Blade, what's that? Ah, it's like a spiritualist, but with a twist. It means that some spirit took a liking to me at some point, and it can turn into whatever weapon I need. Handy, eh? I don't need any whetstones or enhancements. It doesn't take up space either. Although, to be fair, it's not a barrel of laughs. The spirits that bestowed this kind of power don't come from happy places, and they're not exactly bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. They usually appear after great battles that leave few survivors. The city is under attack by demons. Wait, what? The last thing I saw was some thieves breaking in here. Then the guards came, everyone was running around. After that, it's a bit of a blur. Right when things got intense, they dropped the cabinet on me. I couldn't even help the owner. I was just lying under the shelves like a dimwit until you came along. If there are demons in Canabras, we must do something about it. The city needs every blade it can get. Hey, do you mind taking me with you? I don't think I can handle this alone, and besides, the more the merrier. How did you end up in this shop? Ah, I've been here so long I don't even remember anymore. Just sitting and waiting for any word from the Pathfinders, but it looks like everyone has forgotten about me. The shop owner is an old friend of the Pathfinders, so I've taken up residence here. Alright, I'll take you with me. I swear you won't regret it. I can do all sorts of things. Is there anything your party is missing? A sword, a spear, a bow? Just say the word. You now have a unique companion. Finian the Talking Weapon. You can access him through a special button in your inventory. Click on it to initiate dialogue with him or change his form to make him take the shape of any weapon before handing him to one of the characters in your party. There are no limitations to changing his form and become more powerful as his personal story progresses. What? Yeah, okay. So I can just make you a weapon? So say I wanted to make you a light crossbow? What do we get? +1 cold iron ghost touch. Alright. What else could we make you? Could make you a longbow for our longbow friends. Can we? Composite short bow. Longbow is not an option. Interesting. What kind of we also can't make you a long sword either. Interesting. Okay, light crossbow is kind of what I would need. So now how does that work? If I go to shared stash, or do I do it like this, right? I go to you. I say I want you to be a... Oh, wait, is it limited by... Yeah, it's limited by what proficiencies we have. Oh, I see. So if I went on you, we would then see composite longbow and all of that sort of stuff. Not longbow itself, just composite longbow. Interestingly. Okay, so a strength-based one. But if we went to us, what kind of long sword could you make? Cold Iron Ghost Touch versus our Cold Iron Masterwork Long. So it's Masterwork Cold Iron. This one's Enhancement +1 Cold Iron Ghost Touch. 2 to 9. Okay, versus 1 to 9. Okay. Let's equip. Cool. And then I can have a look at what Ghost Touch is again. It deals normal damage to incorporeal creatures. Okay, cool. Yeah, sure, we'll have Finian the Talking Weapon as our main weapon now. Let's start a dialogue. Hail to the adventurers! You know, I've never regretted following you. Everyone seems to revolve around you. Beavers, like beavers in a mill wheel. I'll have a lot to write about in my report to the Pathfinder Society. Although thinking about it, it's been a while since I last sent them any reports. I want to talk about you. Sure, go ahead, although I haven't really done anything noteworthy yet. Do you realize you're a weapon? What kind of question is that? I mean, sure, the clerics keep going on about every crusader being a weapon of Iomade, but I don't speak of myself in fancy words like that. I'm just a lad with 2 arms, 2 legs, more freckles than I'd like. I choose where to go and whom to fight for. I don't want to be someone's weapon, you hear? Erodin is dead. Now everybody decides their own fate. This is a weird person. He's caught me off guard. How did you become a Pathfinder? I've always wanted to be one, ever since I was a kid. Remember, I'd go out to the edge of the village at sunset and then just keep walking until I got tired or someone dragged me back by my ear. It was like something was drawing me away from home. My clan wasn't the nomadic type. Before the wound opened, the idea of travelling anywhere would never have crossed the minds of many in the clan. They were content with their community or their patch of land. But I always wanted to see what lay beyond that bend in the road, over that familiar hill, beyond the horizon. My father, he wanted to teach me to be a shaman like him, but as soon as I came of age, I was off looking for the Pathfinder Society, and I found it in Iz. After 3 weeks of travel on foot, I passed their trials and they accepted me. My father hasn't spoken to me since, but that's alright. Once he hears of my great deeds, he'll come around someday. All I wanted was to rush off to some faraway land and find a treasure trove no one else had discovered yet. But I knew I had a duty to Sarkoris. Then the wound opened, the demons, the havoc. In the end, I never went anywhere. But as soon as things calm down, I'm setting off to explore Aslant. I've already decided. Great ancient ruins, that's my kind of life. Being surrounded by the wreckage here is depressing, as I'm sure you know. Do you remember anything from before you ended up in Canabras? There was uncertainty in Finian's voice. I mean, a lot of things happened. I remember how happy everyone was when the wardstone was placed in Canabras. That was some celebration. He's been here a long time then. Finian is silent for a few moments. And I remember when cultists took me, cut down my whole party and dragged me to the ringleader. I don't know his name. Everyone just called him the bladesmith. But after that, my memory is all fuzzy. For some reason, he didn't sacrifice me or anything, just knocked me around, said he'd been looking for a phantom blade for a long time. I don't remember why. Okay, so was he a blade before this, or did the bladesmith find him? And I'm very confused about the timeline for this person. Was he ever a human? How I escaped, what I did, I can't remember that either. Some crusader picked me up in a wound, brought me to Canabras, that's where I stayed licking my wounds. Maybe there was a mix-up and now they think I'm dead? Why else would none of them contact me this whole time? So yeah, I think he probably was a human before that, and then the bladesmith did something to him, or... Anyway, the wardstone you say, what you're describing happened decades ago. Oh, that's rich. Next you're going to tell me I've been sleeping for decades. Last year that was, or maybe the year before last. I couldn't have been wandering the wound that long. I would have either been dead or an old geezer by now. Nah, quit messing with me. Finian, you need to understand you're not human anymore. Finian's voice sounds concerned. Hey, are you feeling alright? Maybe you need to lie down. I'm standing right in front of you. Poke me if you like. As human as they come. Or do you think my travels have worn me down so much I've become an animal? Not happening. My folks taught me to stay human, always, no matter the circumstances, to always remember who I am and never shame my ancestors. Uh-huh. Are you still able to commune with spirits? Maybe I can, only they don't want to answer me. I'm still a spiritualist. A phantom blade. My power is within me, but I have this feeling like I'm separated from the spirit world by some kind of transparent wall. I keep knocking, but no one can hear me, I think. Finian forces a chuckle. Guess all the bladesmith's torture did a number on me. He broke something inside. I want to talk about something else. Go for it! Tell me about the Pathfinder Society. Oh, well, sometimes folks curse our names, calling us opportunists who just want to line our pockets, but that's only part of it. We're travelers, explorers, solvers of mysteries, and fighters of evil. I mean, good coin hasn't hurt anybody yet, but for folks like me, it's not what matters most. We're curious to see the world, play a part in everything, stick our nose everywhere. Getting into our circle isn't easy. First, you must prove that you can endure any place you're sent to, that you won't shy away or flee. That's why you'll never catch a long line of applicants outside any society lodge. Every lodge has a venture captain. If they approve your application, you're in! And there are many lodges all over the world, but the main one, the Grand Lodge, is located far away in Absalon. I've never been there myself, but I've heard lots of stories about it, and about the decemvirate that governs all Pathfinder affairs from there. Alright, that's all for now. I should get going. If you feel like chatting, I'm always here. So we now have a weapon. So I don't suppose we can get to the base. We can move the golem. Yeah, okay. Let's do it.
Well, this didn't go...
So it's going to pass time on each fail. What was the check? DC 16 with a modifier of 8. Okay.
Thanks, Lan.
Easy
You're
enough.
So awesome, Lan.
Right, let's go. To the basement. Quick save as well. Ooh, loot. Yeah, a little lock picking never hurt anyone. Collect all. Nice. Hello. The elderly gnome, so portly as to be nearly spherical, is curled up in the corner of the basement, shaking. Marauders, bandits, scavengers. Yeah, makes sense. We're all of those things and much, much more. Before you report us to the authorities, mind if we have a chat? Are you the shop owner? Gnome seems to settle slightly. My name's Philemen Fruliatus. I was the owner of this shop, but I'm not sure I can claim to be the owner of anything now. Hope there's still something left of it. Oh, come off it. Your shop's fine. It's a bit ransacked, maybe. Nothing a bit of spit and polish can't fix. Where were you the night of the robbery? Do you think I robbed my own shop? I was here in the basement. I was told to make it look like I'd left. The watch was very keen to get their hands on those tieflings. They seem to be multiplying all over Golarion. So, of course, I did everything they said. I've been stuck in this basement ever since. The golem wouldn't move away from the door, no matter how much I yelled at it. But then I thought that it was all to the good. Somebody came by after the guards and caused a ruckus upstairs, bellowing like mad, taking advantage of my absence. Tell me about the tieflings who have visited Ancientricities and Wonders recently. Why should I tell you anything about my customers? You're not from the City Guard or the Eagle Watch. Chief, if he keeps digging his heels in, just say the word. I know how to loosen his tongue. We could bluff. Say I'm helping the Eagle Watch to catch culprits. That's a 9 bluff increase. Also intimidate. I don't want to threaten them though. Let's try bluff. I'm with the Eagle Watch. I'm helping the Eagle Watch catch the culprits. It's in your interest to tell me everything. Hey, a success. Wonderful. So they haven't got any. So they haven't got the tieflings. I thought the city's finest were on the job, and that they do the gnome size. You can't rely on anyone. Ask your questions then if it's so important. Tell me about Woljif. Philemon's face wrinkles in distaste. Woljif Jeff though, right? Yes, I've known him a long time, though I'd rather not know him at all. He's been skulking around my shop for years, treating the place like a free museum. He always wanted to look at the moon of the abyss. I had chased him out, but he'd just slink back in again. If he was with the gang that robbed my shop, I bet anything he swiped the moon. How come I'm the prime suspect? Whoever betrayed us all, that's who's got the moon. I want to see it return too, you get me? I don't like the idea of other people's grubby mitts on it. Tell me about the red-haired tiefling. Red-haired tiefling. I suppose, yes. There was one who came in. Spent a long time looking around. He was a person of modest means. I could tell by his clothes. But he asked me to show him an Aasimar-made chainmail. He certainly couldn't afford it. That's when I suspected something was off. I checked everything after he left, but nothing was missing. That put my mind at ease. I can't remember what he looked like. I didn't get a good look at his face. All I remember is that he was wrapped in a green cloak like he was freezing. That's all I have. That's it. With that description, we'll surely snuff him out. Come on, Chief. Back to Sister Caresme. We go to have a good, long, shifty look at all my brothers and put those clues together. Something tells me our traitor isn't going to wriggle out of this one. Tell me about the woman as well. Also, we have to ask about the woman or we have to kill him. So, tell me about the woman. A tiefling woman. Yes, I remember now. A noble lady, unlike the tiefling ruffians we have around here. She purchased magical equipment for the Crusade. She promised to come again. If only all tieflings were like that, I'd be laughing all the way to the bank. I get the feeling that might be the demon. Was it, Menego? I think that might have been her, judging by the description. Anyway, found out everything I wanted to know. If that isn't enough to help you catch these thieves, I don't know what else to tell you. Now be on your way and leave me at peace with the wreck of my of a shop. Alright. Will do. Well, we'll head up and see what we can do about having a little talk to the people back at the thieves' camp. Also, I just had an idea. To know if this is working, because we couldn't use it, right? If I check the character, do we have a +1? Yeah, okay, so just having it there gives you the +1. Perfect. I knew there'd be a way of finding it out easily.
Let us be off.
Right, we are off to the hideout. Less than an hour. Love to see it. Yes, enter. Okay, hello. So green cloak, red hair. That guy, Melrune. Got it. Or red hair, yeah, that's perfect. I need a little more time. because I want a quick save. Hello. Well, are you going to tell me who the traitor is? The name and the moon of the abyss that they stole. I don't need anything else. Take a good look at the suspects. The tieflings are tense and ready to reach for their weapons. The only redheads are Melrune and Dofi. The dark-skinned tieflings are Varnir, Dofi, and Melrune. Dofi, Melrune, and Tavi have straight horns, but Tavi is female. Only Varnir and Melrune have green cloaks. Okay, so green cloak redhead is Melrune. Yeah, that'd be right, because it was the long horns as well. I'm ready to give a name. Well, go on, tell her. Can I have another good look? Yeah, okay, so it's Melrune. I kind of feel bad about ratting him out, but the traitor is Melrune. You'll pay for this. Votil and Hep Zamira will get you in the end. Oh, he's dead. Hope he wasn't a good guy. Grab him, take him away for questioning. 30 minutes later. Charisme looks weary, but her earlier tension is clearly lifted. He confessed. Someone connected to the cult of Baphomet ordered him to steal the moon of the abyss, and the best idea he could come up with was to drag us into it. He got the scroll to take out the demon. He betrayed us to Irabeth so that he could swipe the amulet into chaos. He thought we'd get nicked and he'd slink off to meet with his customer. Okay, so he was working for the cult of Baphomet, so, you know, we're the good guys for ratting him out to his thief family. You've got the moon of the abyss? Let me look at it one more time. My whole life I've dreamt of holding it in my hands, if only for a second. He said when he got to the window display the moon was gone. He's lying, of course. He had time to hand the moon off to the person who ordered it. Bloody cultists. I don't really give a toss. I'm just glad we got to the bottom of this. What are you going to do now? Clear out of this place. The sooner the better. The city's dying. I don't want to die with it. The city would have already died if not for the people who stood up to defend it with their weapons in their hands. So defend it. I'm not stopping you. It's your city. But we've always been outsiders here. Why would we fight for you now? What are you going to do to the traitor? Charisme nonchalantly picks at her nails with her knife tip. He'll be sent to visit his distant relatives on their farm. To think about what he did. Any more questions? I'll ask. Can I join the family? That's all you want. You can have your pick of the non-tiefling gangs. You've no need to tread on our territory. The family is for tieflings only. No exceptions. I guess if I was a tiefling I could join though. There's a lot of cool things with tieflings. I almost want to play as a tiefling at some point just to figure out how many of these are just red herrings and how many of these are real, like you could join. I have to go. Good decision. I don't plan to hang around long either. Charisme turns to leave. Sister! Woljef nervously bites his lip. His cheeks are flushed and his tail is swishing through the air. You forgot something. What now? You should be happy to be alive. An apology. You promised to apologize to me loudly in front of everyone. We're alone now, but I still want to hear it. Well? That. Charisme shrugs indifferently. So, sorry, I suppose, for being wrong about you. This time. Don't think that just because you didn't act like a jerk this one time that it cancels out the rest of your record. I know all about you. Till next time, Woljef. We're definitely going to diplomacy check this one. That was the most pathetic apology I've ever heard. Too bad, because that's all I've got. Oh, she's out of here. Woljef watches her go, his tail relaxing. Better than nothing. Listen, Chief, when you got a spare minute, come see me. I've got something I want to discuss with you. But for now, let's get out of here. I don't like sitting below ground when the building above is ready to crash down on our heads. Alright, I'm going to quick save, because nobody else is here now, so we can now get in this door, right? Did you think Charisma would forget to lock the vault with a big pile of money in it? You should be lucky. If you want to clear the cobwebs out of them pockets of yours, you're going to have to try a bit harder.
Now what is that?
Ooh, we got all sorts of things here. How do we disable that trap? It's on the wall.
Well?
How do we disable that trap? The trap looks undisableable. Can't even access the thievery thing for it, unless it's through the door. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that isn't the thievery thing for it. That's where the trap would come from. Nice. So grab that loot. Grab this loot. Yeah, I don't know why it's opened a different thing. It's fine, we'll grab it like that. Just a bigger chest, I guess. More loot. Ooh, Thieving's account book. Or the Tiefling's account book. And some weapons we don't want. But what's in the account book? Balance 2,500 gold. Dofi alchemical tools and regents 185 gold. Dalna violin antique needs appraisal 10 gold taken out. Woljif magic scrolls 420 gold. Tavi working the square 15 gold. No, I bet the swindler got 5 times the amount and pocketed the difference. Need to give that rogue a good scare next time. Charisma 80 gold taken out. Informers contacts other expenses. Dofi working the market 25 gold. Melrune 70 gold taken out for tool replacement. Tavi spices 370 gold. Krima magic rings 250 gold. Gore handbound books 180 gold. Appraiser. The violin is worth 5 gold. No, do not send Dalna on a job by herself. Charisma 400 gold taken out. Informants contacts other expenses. Charisma 1,000 gold taken out. Informants contacts other expenses. It sounds like she's taking out a lot of gold for herself here. Like 80 to start with, and then it's like at 400, 1,000. Balance is 2,390. Here the handwriting changes drastically. The letters are now small, scrawly, and hectic. Balance 2,390 gold, but there's only 1,500 in the chest. Some shithead got their hands on my treasury. I bet horns it's Woljif, that rotten mug. Next time I see that bloody swine, he's going to the farm. Okay, but this doesn't add up. This doesn't add up, right? If you take out these, there's that balance doesn't equal that balance, right? I'm looking at positive and negatives here. No, it just can't, right? Because at minimum 1,480 has been taken out, and there isn't that much going back in. Unless this is money he took it. I guess it'll say money taken out. So if this 420, maybe it does add up. Maybe with the spices and that, maybe it does add up. I don't know. In my head I was like it doesn't, but I might have taken it. I might have added one taken and, you know, done it the wrong way. But anyway, that's fine. I guess we can give that to Irabeth now. Although he'll probably be unhappy. But anyway, I'm going to end the episode there. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.